I want to say a few things just from a very fundamental level, and perhaps you're all way beyond this, but I just want to say them. So you need to make progress in prayer, the habit of prayer. You need to set a time where you're simply going to show up and say your prayers. Across all religious traditions, most people find their early morning best, and it's just simply because the day hasn't taken over. It's very hard to break the rhythm of your day once it gets going. The next thing is you need to find a place to pray, and if it's in your house, I suggest that you go on a hunt. And you go on a hunt with your soul, and you find the place of prayerful peace. This is a sort of spiritual feng shui question. And if you can't find it, I suggest you begin to create it. And you may have to move the furniture around your house, regardless of if you're living with somebody, what they think. You have to be very nice about that. That you find your place to pray. Or, these doors are open 24 hours a day. You make this your place to pray, and you find your spot in this place. And I'm speaking to some people here who I know already do that. Now, I suggest that you make a sort of a customary of your prayer. You can break it, but let me suggest some of the elements. The first element is to develop a way of arriving, to acknowledge that you showed up. Because this is between, as Jesus would say, you and your Father in heaven, to quote Jesus' language. There's no other proof that you did it, and perhaps you'd like to have a journal where you simply put in the date and basically said, I showed up, and that is 90% of it. The next thing is, allow yourself the prayer of recollection. The prayer of recollection is simply to collect our thoughts back. We dissipate our thoughts all day long. Bing, boom, boom, boom. We just begin to let that be pulled in and to settle. The next thing is, and I'm going to speak a bit about it in a moment, bring a Bible with you. Go to the Bible. Another element, saying your prayers. You may say your prayers literally out of the Book of Common Prayer, or you may say the prayers that come to your heart. This is this kind of conversatio, or oratatio as it's known in the Benedictine tradition. And then, be quiet. Be silent. You've done your talking, now it's time to listen. And when you're done, fold your hands in prayer and say thank you and goodbye. You've been in relationship with a being. Leave the being, leave your attentiveness, and say goodbye as you would say goodbye to a friend. So there is no single formula for how to pray. You need to develop your way to pray, and in the end you pray as you can and not as you think you ought, like some teacher taught you to do this. And our Christian tradition, across its different traditions, provides an incredible plethora of spiritual tools that you can come and put together in your life of prayer. In the Anglican tradition, of course, the daily office is the center of our traditional piety, personal piety, and that involves prayers and the Bible and prayers, intercessions and time for quiet. You can do that here, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Maranatha Prayer Group is here on Thursday. The Rosary Prayer Group is here on Wednesdays, right? And Holy Communion. These tools are there for you. Okay, the Bible. The Bible is the Word of God in the words of humans. It is unlike any other book. Any incredible book you have that you bought at Barnes & Noble's that says, this book will change your life because it will teach you to pray, that's fine. But it doesn't last. There's no spiritual book ever written that can outlast the Bible. So, not only read the Bible, but pray the Bible. So you're not just studying it to say, oh, wow, the editors of the Bible started to do X, Y, or Z here. You want to pray the Bible. You want to do what the voice on the other side of the wall did for St. Augustine in his existential crisis when it said, pick it up and read it. Even if you know nothing about it, pick it up and read it. But when you pray the Bible, pray with expectation. If it seems sort of boring, think in your mind that it was written to you. And embedded in those words that may have nothing to do with your life, there is some word for you on that day. I suggest that the place to begin, though, and perhaps the place in the middle and the place to end, is stay close to learning about the sacred humanity of Jesus Christ. The more you know about who Jesus was, the more who Jesus is now can transform your life.